All right, here's a quick tutorial on kind of how to do the scripting part of trying to add like in-app purchases to your Meta VR game. So this is kind of assuming you've already made the app and you've uploaded it to Meta Horizon and gotten through all those checks, and that you've also done the data use checkups. So you'll need to have user ID, user profile, in-app purchases. That kind of needs privacy policy stuff. I can't help you with that. I'm not a lawyer. I do have one tip of kind of look at games similar to yours, look at their privacy policies and like see like, oh, this is what they talk about, this is what they do, and see if like, oh, can I like somehow do the same thing but specifically for my game? But that's not legal advice. That's just kind of a tip. But after you've kind of done all that and you go to this add-ons page, here is where you create the actual products that you can buy in your game. So you kind of name that, you just hit create add-on, you create a name, an SKU, and the price for them. And basically this is what you'll need to actually integrate this with Unity, which you'll need a few things. You'll have to have like the Meta all-in-one SDK installed, but I think most people would already have that installed if they're at this point with Meta. So this is basically just going over the scripting part. So I'll include this script in the description, but there is kind of a lot going on with this thing. But it's honestly less complicated than it seems, because most of this is kind of like background processes or stuff you don't really have to worry about. All you really have to worry about is making sure you're calling this initial Meta platform. I mean, the script is already set up to do this, but once you like put this script on a game object that's in your scene, you'll really want to make sure you just have your product list. So right now I only have product 1, but you can just create another one. These are just examples. So I have product 1 and product 2 in this product SKUs kind of string list. And then in the grant purchase, I have these same names again, and then in each case, what I want the game to do once those products are successfully bought. So for you just put like whatever you're trying to do with the purchase, like, you know, if you're trying to do some function that gives you money in game or enables some object or disables whatever it does, the game logic goes here for each case of something being bought successfully. So yeah, just product list goes here, what happens for each product goes here. And then there's also like a bunch of other debug warning stuff that just tells you if things go wrong. And then there's also this fetched own purchases. This is just restoring purchase. You can really call this at any time if you think like the user would want to restore their purchase at that point in time or something, or you can add it as a button. It's just useful. But then the main thing is to actually purchase a product. You have this function, purchase product, test purchase. That's just a name. I should probably replace that with product _1. And what that does is that will call this purchase product function, which kind of goes to on purchase complete, which then kind of goes to grant purchase, and that's where you get your game logic. So it kind of just does a bunch of checks, and then if everything works, it will run your game logic. So that's you can, you know, tie some button that calls this function with the SKU, which remember SKU is basically your specific product name. Let me go back to add-ons. And so that's pretty much all you need to have. You need to have a list of your SKUs. You need to have all the things that happen if they're bought, and then you need to at some point call purchase product with that SKU. And that's pretty much it. Another important thing is don't call this function like immediately after. So yeah, don't do this. That's just kind of an example of what the function looks like. Don't call it immediately after initializing the Meta platform, because it takes just like a few seconds, but it does take a little bit for it to like initialize all these products and put it in its list and like make sure everything works. So if you were to actually call it like right after where it'd be happening, you know, just microseconds later, then it will give an error because this product one hasn't actually been added to your product list yet. So just make sure you're like using some button that, you know, would be called like at least a second after the initialized meta platform has been done. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll include this script in the description. It's a little complicated, but hopefully you can figure it out. I believe in you.